Hey, what's up? If you're watching the replay right now, Testing, 1, 2. If you're watching the replay right now, I want to say thank you for being here. You already know the drill. You already know how it goes. How we have this awkward section at the beginning of every single video that I'm going to have to trim out later. You already know the drill. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. Just putting in some of the details right now because you already know how YouTube makes me go live before I'm officially ready to go live. So sometimes I have to do some of these things after the fact. Here we go. Here we go. Boom, there we go. Let's just go ahead and make it live right now. I don't want a big piece to trim out. Let's just do it right now. Public, save. Save. Just want to thank those of you that come trickling in right now as I perfect some of the stuff on the back end right here. As I perfect some of the metadata, some of the SEO. I have to tell the platform that I am indeed a human being and this is not an AI video. Kaimon! How does he do it? How does Kaimon do it? Kaimon, however you do it, I think we need to. It's kind of like, remember that fool Jeffrey Dahmer? It was like a disservice to. I'm not equating you to Jeffrey Dahmer, by the way. Stay with me. Stay with me. It's kind of like how Jeffrey Dahmer's parents did a disservice to the world when they didn't allow the people to dissect and study his brain. I feel like Kaimon, he cracked some kind of code. He has some kind of signal, some kind of HTML, some kind, I don't know what it is, some kind of mojo, some kind of juju. He's got some, it doesn't make any sense. The dude is here before me. I don't know how he does it. But it's something that deserves to be studied. We need to figure out how he does it so that we could have everybody else in the loop, so that everyone else actually knows what I'm uploading, so that everybody else gets a notification. We got to figure this out. We need Kaimon's secret recipe. Let me click on save right here. Make sure everything I just did right now was not a complete waste of time. Kaimon needs to be studied. All right, let me go to the page so I can see what's going on right here. Need to make sure everything looks the way it's supposed to. Put that on silent. Boom, there we go. And we're live. And I was hitting the wrong button for like 15 seconds. There we go. There we go. Almost late. Almost late. Almost. Nicolas Gonzalez, Gran Maestro Jose. What's up? ARGR721. What is up? What is up, AR? JR. Let's go. Definitely not Ariel Hawini. What's up? Good evening. I had every intention of going live about 2 hours ago. And you already know that I don't really love to eat on the stream. And I don't like to make a habit of it. I've done it. But I don't like to do it. Especially not with crunchy food. However, I felt like I was going to pass out right now. I was feeling light beanied. My eyes started twitching. I need some nourishment. I've been running on black coffee all morning. So I need some of these party-sized Fritos just real quick. I ain't going to do it through the whole stream. I ain't going to do you like that. I meant to go live a couple hours earlier, and every day I'm going to get a little bit better. I think I started after 7 yesterday. I'm doing a little bit better every single day. One of these days, I'm going to start at like 6 in the morning. Got to set a notification a half hour out. I think I could do that with this new platform that I'm using. I'm pretty sure I can. I think I actually tried it one day, and then for some reason I stopped doing it. I don't remember why. I didn't have a good reason. What's up, Poopstilo? Kaimon has a screen addiction. Okay, I'm gonna need more people in the chat to get a screen addiction. I'm gonna need more people in the chat to develop a screen addiction. It's good for the Mexican martial arts community. It's for the greater good. My mom didn't get a notification. I checked. We got to do something about that. We got to enable all notifications. Jiri chopped down a cherry blossom tree when he was 6 years old. Dude stays fighting inanimate objects. This dude stays out there in the woods fighting inanimate objects. And I know he's trying to get all scientific with me. He's like, hey, but it's a living organism. It's not the same. Is it a bear, though? Is it a bear? Nah, chale. You think Khabib Nurmagomedov will be out there trying to ankle pick blossom trees? He wouldn't be caught dead. He definitely wouldn't be caught alive. We're talking about apples and plums right here. It's not the same thing. And to the naked eye, it looks similar enough. But then you take a bite, and one of them is a lot juicier than the other one. Gotta get the likes to match the views. That's what I'm saying. We're facing a constant discrepancy. What is happening? We got fools out here preoccupied with blossom trees. How's Uncle Theo doing? Uncle Theo, he's doing Theo things, you know? He's doing Theo things. Putting in hard work, getting calloused, you know? Do you pre-write jokes for stream, or is it all off the beanie? I think you know the answer to that. I think you know the answer to that one. It's off the beanie, homie. Now, I used to, if you watch one of my edited videos, that is meticulously written and sometimes rewritten. But when I'm doing these, every once in a while, I'll have something written down like a bullet point, like a topic. But a joke, nah, there's no time for that. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, because I want to be prolific. My goal is to be more prolific than Ted Bundy. I'm trying to be an active champion. I'm trying to, you know, do what is basically impossible and unsustainable to do with the edited videos. And in order to do that, there's some sacrifices to be made. I got to go off the beanie. I have to. And it makes things a little bit different. Some people ain't with it. Some people like it. Right off the bat, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for joining me for episode 2 of All of a Sudden. Listen, it's the number one podcast. It is the number one live MMA podcast online hosted by a Mexican. You are watching the number one live MMA podcast on YouTube by a Mexican. Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause. And it took us it took a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and debt to get here. I can't even tell you how many blocked phone numbers I have on my cell phone. But we're here now. And I want to thank you for showing up. What's up, Sam? LOL, John Anik will say that. John, you read my paper? I finally got people reading my newspaper. I want to let you know that I appreciate that. I've been doing it for days, and people barely started reading my newspaper like 2 days ago. I want to say thank you for that. It is not unnoticed. John Jones offered to be backup. Did he for reals? I wouldn't be surprised. He's saying some wacko stuff. Where were you for the last 2 years, fool? Long story short, I was selling automobiles. I was living the life of a salesperson. It was a rough time. You're live? What are you doing? Don't eat on stream? Don't judge me, homie. You're addicted to eating and coffee. Bro, I can't eat. I can't eat. I really hate Fritos. Bro, why are you so negative today? You're like Betty White when she needs a Snickers. I bet you some Fritos would do you some good right now. Juan Barboso. Juan Barbosa. My apologies. Juan Barbosa. My apologies. Grandmaster finally caught you live. God bless you. Look, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I have a homie with the last name Barbosa, and I always call him Barboso. And it kind of just came out. It was a Floridian slip. Juan Barbosa. I'm glad that you made it. I'm glad that you're here. We're all glad that you're here. Keep eating, Jefe. I'm eating Rangoons. Rangoons? What are Rangoons? Rangoons. Oh, I think I seen those at the Chinese place. They look familiar. I'll be here at 6 a.m. Don't trip. You're on a different part of the world? I have the addiction. Like the vid, people, yes, thank you very much. Like the video. Rattlesnake beyond that hater rate. What's up, carnal? Carnalito. Yeah, it is very disrespectful, and I'm going to get into that topic right now. I just want to chop it up with you real quick. I want to say hello to everybody. I'm trying to find a balance. I'm trying to find a good balance of being able to actually come correct and bring the content to you and talk about what actually is going on, but also being able to chop it up a little bit. So I'm trying to work on that balance for you. Maybe you are Ariel Hawini after all. Maybe this is Ariel Hawini. I know what you mean. Sometimes I go to the store for apples and I get home with a bunch of plums. That's why you got to eat green apples exclusively. Then you can't mix it up. I tried to fly an armbar at tree branch one night when I was 19 and intoxicated. Long story short, the branch didn't tap and I broke my clavicle. Oh, Camono's like, I saw the tap. I felt the tap. I felt the tap. Bro. Hey, but it grows back stronger, right? It grows back stronger. You got like one super strong-sided clavicle right now. In case you ever cross paths with another tree, you already know like what side, like strong side or whatever, weak side, like you already know how to approach. That's not an everyday type of thing right there. Someone running up on you, someone squaring up with a strong side clavicle. That's not typical. Yeah, more active than Marab. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, ARJR721, that's heavy right there. That's heavy. Catching up with something of that kind of length, of that kind of play time, that's different. It's not like a short, you know? That's different. I appreciate it. That's what's up, Juan Barbosa. DC coming back to light heavyweight. He's training with Ilya. I wish he would. I wish he would. Luca. Hope you. Hey, look it. I'm gonna be honest. Fritos are not my favorite. They're not my favorite. You know how sometimes you get those the box like from Costco or something. It has the mix and it has like hot Cheetos. It has Funyuns. It has Lay's and stuff like that. Fritos like the last ones I'm grabbing. So I get it. The ones I really, really, really like are those ones that have that kind of like flavoring. I forget what it is. It almost has like a lemony kind of. It's like there's like a powder on it, like a chile one or something. I can't remember. Those ones I like a lot. I'll eat them with bean dip. This one, I kind of got hooked on them lately because I was having I had Frito boats, and I kind of developed a taste for them. Plus they were the only bag of chips in my house, and there was no other options whatsoever. So there was that as well. But I don't hate them. It's not like eating a bag of olives or something like that. I hope you get back on the algorithm you got me into MMA. It always blows my beanie when people say stuff like that. That's crazy. To be able to introduce someone to a sport like that, that's a big deal. That's cool. I appreciate that. I'm doing my best to get back in there. I appreciate your understanding, Juan. I appreciate it very much. It was nice over the last 2 years for you to pop in every few days to make us worry. Wait. It was nice over the last 2 years for you to pop in every few days to make us worry for your well-being. Wait, what are you talking about? Are you saying I did or didn't? I can't tell if you're being sarcastic because I think there's a word or two missing here. So over the last couple years, I did pop in here and there every once in a while. There were times when I'd like do a random live stream, like at the dealership. I did that a couple times. I'd be driving around on a golf cart just talking. Sometimes I'd hop on here and do a stream for a little bit, give you an update, and then I disappear for months at a time again. But I missed it. I missed you guys. So, I had to do my thing and try to pay the bills or whatever, but it's hard to stay away, you know? Flashbacks from kids picking on me with the bubbles. Oh, bro! No! Oh, I apologize, man. Oh, I bet they were ruthless, bro. I bet they were ruthless. Did you quit the car salesman job to hide full-time from ICE? It was a perk. It was a perk because when when ICE, for me, it was more like debt collectors. When they know where to find you, when you're at the same place every single day, it's like you're sitting duck, you know, you got to break up the routine. So that was a perk. Hey, Zeus, Christ, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry that I made you miss me. I'm sorry, but I'm glad that I could return. And I know there was fools standing around saying, where's this return that you spoke of? How long shall we wait? I said, I'm not going to let that dude down. I'm not going to let him down. I'm sorry I put you through that. All right, I think I'm almost caught up. Sometimes I think you're getting shadow banned. I don't know how more people don't watch you. I mean, I have no doubts about it. And I always reference the same video. There was a video that I made about Israel Adesanya doing a humiliation ritual and being in the Illuminati. And then I made some jokes about Lil Nas X that may have been considered a little bit too, red-pilled by some people. That's the most diplomatic way I could say it. By people at YouTube. I think I made some jokes that made them say, oh, oh, we see who he is. And my channel was never the same again. And I just started getting hit with age restrictions, demonetizations, blocks, copy, like nonstop. And when you get all that stuff against you, the algorithm stops recommending your videos. It just hurts you in more ways than one. My channel was never the same after that. Yeah, they do. They do, Juan. That's happened with me with a lot of things. Just like I was talking about a while back with like tomatoes and stuff like that. But that's happened with me with different things, like super bold flavors that I liked when I was younger and I've gotten tamer over the years. That definitely happens. But like olives, as far as I'm confirmed when it comes to like olives, I'm the same with like Ilia Tapuera in regard to Sarukian. Like, you know how he's ducking him and he refuses to fight him? Acting like if he's all offended, like if Sarukian ducked out of a fight with him and he's having like secondhand anger. He's trying to have secondhand anger on behalf of Islam Makhachev. It's like when someone says black and then a white person gets offended and says African American on behalf of the black person and the black person don't even care. And the black person is like, actually, I'm not even African. I'm Jamaican. So I'm even more offended that you pointed that out right now. That's kind of like, I feel like it's the same kind of situation with, I got something stuck in my teeth and it's distracting me. I feel like, you know how he's kind of like, he's basically white knighting. And he's like, hey, Islam, I got your back. I don't know if he's trying to get in Makhachev's good graces so that Makhachev will fight him or what. But it's like he's getting mad for Makhachev. He's acting like if Sarukian pulled out on him. Just in the same way Ilya is ducking Sarukian, that's how I will duck olives for my... And you know how he said he will give up the belt before he fights him? I will give up my life. I will end myself before I have olives. Before I intentionally enjoy olives, I would have my taste buds removed. I will never intentionally, knowingly, consciously eat olives. And I want to say thank you to Juan Barbosa for joining the Patreon. He just joined the Patreon right now. New member. Thank you very much. That's next level. That's next level right there. Is that what they're called? The barbecue Fritos? Oh, I can't eat olives, bro. I can't. Ooh, I can't do it, bro. Ooh. I can't do it. So I like Lay's. Have you tried the kettle ones? The kettle cooked ones that are like super crunchy? It's hard to go back. It's hard to go back. Everything else after that feels stale. You were the first MMA YouTuber I started watching. We both old now. I honestly didn't know how long. I've been seeing people pop up ever since I made my return. And they were like, you were the first and you were the... And I was like, I don't know if people are just forgetting other creators or if I really did go back that far. I didn't even realize it at the time. I don't know who precedes me. But most of them are like dudes that are actually in the like Ariel Hawini and them. But as far as like YouTubers, that's interesting to think of. You might be right. You might be right. So basically everyone needs to pay their dues to me. All these other YouTubers need to pay their dues to me. I paved the way. I was out here with the shovel like Francis Nogano paving the way. You're all welcome. You're welcome. I uploaded. I walked so you could run. I uploaded so you could actually be successful and make a bunch of money. I uploaded so you could actually be successful and make a bunch of money and get a ton of views. You're all welcome. Wait, I'm confused now, Juan. Are we talking about Oliveira or are we talking about olives? I think we're still talking about food. I can't, bro. I could get down with pickles. I'll eat a whole jar of pickles. And I'll drink the juice. I'll just drink pickle juice straight out the jar when Marilena's asleep. But I can't do it with olives. I just can't. My apostles. These are all my apostles out here. That's right, David Flores. I came to the YouTube verse, talking about the good news, telling people about the MMA, and I got my apostles out here going forth to all nations. Yeah, for real. I was in the garage changing tires with Alex P so y'all could run. Yeah, I love pickles, bro. I love pickles. But I'm super picky about it. Like, I'm loyal to my brands. If you get a different kind of brand, sometimes it could be funky. So, look, I want to talk to you about what's going on in the light heavyweight division right now. Jiri Prochazka is being used and abused. And it's respectful not only to him, it's... Did I use the wrong word? Did I say respectful? Sometimes I just said backflyers. That's a perfect example of what I'm trying to express right now. Sometimes it backfires that I'm listening. I'm not trying to be insensitive right now, but you know how like someone that's deaf, how they speak different, and it's because they can't hear. I've noticed I misspeak a lot on the stream and I say things weird because I'm blasting Pandora in my ears right now. I'm blasting the oldies but goodies right now. I got Brenton Wood radio playing right now. I'm listening to Love Between a Boy and Girl Can Be So Wonderful. And now I'm probably going to have my channel taken down because the lyrics that I just sang could be misconstrued as hate speech. But I can't help it because this song slaps. Love between a boy and girl can be so wonderful. There goes my channel. Now I got to go to Rumble. Worth it. This is why I'm shadow banned. Because love between a boy and girl could be so wonderful. This is why I'm shadow banned. So what I was trying to say is Jiri Prochazka is being used and abused. It's disrespectful what's going on right now, not only to him, but to the entire light heavyweight division and, frankly, to the fans. Now, you probably already know by now because I know you do your homework. I know you pay attention. It was just announced that Jiri Prochazka is going to be the backup fighter for Ankalaev and Pereira if something goes sideways. Which you could say makes sense, right? We need a light heavyweight fighter to serve as a backup in case something go wrong. I'm talking like a toddler. In case something goes wrong. In case something go wrong. I'm talking like Makachev. In case something go wrong. In case something goes wrong. Now, Ankalaev and Pereira, if something goes sideways and they need to bring someone else in, who are they going to bring in? Are they going to bring in Volkan Ozdemir? Are they going to bring in Alonzo Menefield? Are they going to bring in Johnny Walker? They got to bring in a contender, right? They got to bring in someone that makes sense. I respect that, right? Now, why is that weird? Can anybody tell me? Do I got any Grandmaster's pets in here? I'm looking for hands. Does anybody know why it's disrespectful? Why it's ridiculous? Why it's unprofessional? Why it's poorly planned that Jiri Prochazka would be the backup fighter for Ankalaev and Pereira? Can you tell me why that doesn't make any sense whatsoever? Can you tell me what's so weird about it? Now, I want to wait. I want to wait for your answer. Like Blue's Clues style. But we are on a severe delay. I don't know if you guys realize this because I'm always behind in the chat as it is. So you might not really pick up on it since I've been using this different platform because I'm always behind. But there's such a delay here that when I ask you such a question, there might be like 2 whole minutes before I even see your answers. However, I decided to go on and ramble and talk about it for a good length of time, so that by the time I'm done, maybe I'll have some answers already, so that there was no dead air and we didn't have that awkward silence, even though it wouldn't be that awkward, because we've been homies for a while. You know how like when you're really cool with someone, you could just ride in the car in silence for like 20 minutes and it's not weird? I feel like that's what we got going on right here. And you see how I bought even more time? And now I'm going to look at the chat. Tarinto says because Jiri lost twice already. Now, it's like I always say on here. Two things could be true at once. That is not what I was thinking. However, you're correct. That's pathetic. Doesn't deserve it. Absolutely. Let me see. Because he's white. Again, two things could be this. Hey. You know what? Unfortunately, maybe, I don't know if it's unfortunate. When you're dealing with something like worldwide professional sports, sometimes you have to be a little racist. Sometimes it's for the good of the company. You got to think about it. What's like our biggest, most worldwide platform when it comes to sporting events? The Olympics. Has anything ever been more racist than the Olympics? But it's a good kind of racism. It's a patriotic kind of racism. And that's the kind of racism that I promote. I have always fully supported patriotic racism. That's how it used to be in the old days. And it was something that was positive. It was pure. It was innocent. Because we were all on the same level about it. All the countries felt the same way. We all did it to each other. And now we got a little bit cross-contaminated, so it's a little bit harder to be that way because we got our own little countries, like within each country. It's like there's no countries anymore. We all, like the whole world is a melting pot now. So it's hard to get away with patriotic racism these days, I understand. But we got to sprinkle it in when and where we can. And you know that Dana White is sometimes implementing that depending on what market he wants to hit next. If he wants to have a Chinese dude fight, if he wants to have an African dude fight, an Australian dude, sometimes it serves the purpose. Yes. Connor C. Connor C, you're the only one, and I forget. I apologize. I apologize if I'm missing somebody. Tiger Maple, just subscribe. W, patriotic racism. That's what I'm telling you. I salute you. I salute you. I think it's healthy for us. It's healthy for us. There's this thing out there now where it's almost become hateful to be patriotic. I encourage it. Be patriotic about wherever you're from. I'm not saying that only my patriotism matters. Be patriotic about wherever you're from. I love it. I think it's beautiful. It doesn't make sense if you're patriotic about some place, but you don't want to live there. That's what I don't understand. If you're patriotic about a place, but you don't want to be there, then why are you patriotic about it? I'm done talking about this. I'm going to continue this on Rumble later on tonight. If I'm patriotic about a certain place, I'm probably going to be there, right? Why am I going to leave a place and then be like, oh, that place is the best? That place is way better than right here. That's where my heart is. This place is terrible. To be continued. To be continued. The reason that it's disrespectful to the division. Watch Grand Sumo, Grandmaster. Grand Sumo? That went under my radar. I got to check that out. You are not wrong. So look. Not only does it take Jiri's focus off of Roundtree, and this might have been what you were implying, Connor. It might have been what you were implying, but this is very, very Pacific. The reason that it's very disrespectful to Roundtree, to the division, to the sport, to the fans, is because if you look at UFC 320. If you go to the tab for UFC and you check out the fights, the list that they have up to this point right now, you see up at the top, Magomed Ankalaev, Alex Pereira, that's the main event, right? And then below that, we got Merab Dvalishvili and then Corey Sandhagen. All right, cool. Then below that, wait a minute. Jiri Prochazka. Now, this might not be breaking news to some of you. This might sound silly. I might be repeating something that you're already fully aware of. Some of you are not, though. Jiri Prochazka and Khalil Roundtree are supposed to be fighting on the exact same card as Ankalaev and Pereira. Jiri is going to be the backup fighter on a card that he's already fighting on. It's not like otherwise he was going to be at home. He was going to be watching it with the boys. It's not even like he was going to be out in the audience and maybe he was going to jump over the rail and come in Patty Pimblett style and cut a promo, square up. He's serving as a backup fighter on a card that he's already fighting at. He's supposed to be fighting Khalil Roundtree Jr. This is wildly disrespectful to Khalil Roundtree. However, it's also disrespectful to Jiri. Now, I know a lot of different names get thrown around. Hunter Campbell, Mick Maynard, Dana White. It's hard to say who ultimately put this in motion. But whoever did this, they put Jiri Prochazka in a position where, of course, if you've had the career that he's had up to this point, if you've had the losses that he has had, you're not really in a position where you're able to say no. Now, look, let me be kind of a bad dude right now, okay? Let me be Charles Sonnen's advocate right now, okay? I know everybody looks at Jiri like this immortal kind of samurai, just crazy, like he's like a Street Fighter character, right? I know a little bit of that has worn off. Johnny Walker kind of had a little bit of that same aura, and that's worn off as well. People start to get it after a while. But if we're looking at his record, if we're just going to take a little peek at his record, and I don't want to go too far back. I'm not even going to dive into Ryzen. Let's just look at his very first UFC fight. Volkan Ozdemir. How can I put this nicely? I think the best way you could describe Volkan Ozdemir's position and placement in the UFC is something along the lines of a NPC. Ozdemir's not a threat to anyone. Ozdemir's a jobber, a worker. Ozdemir's the kind of guy that when you want someone that's exciting, someone that's very marketable, someone that knows how to work social media, Ozdemir's the kind of guy that they're like, that's who we pad him with up front. That's who we're going to pad the record with. He's typecast. Right after Ozdemir, we got Dominic Reyes. We already know. I don't care how good of an athlete he is. I don't care how long his torso is. He's doing okay right now. He's had some decent wins, and they weren't over the most impressive opponents with the most impressive records, but he's doing better than he was. But this was when he was a shell of himself after John Jones. You know he went through that dark period. So we went from Ozdemir to Dominic Reyes. And then after that, we have Glover. I love Glover. I was so happy that he was able to capture that title when he did. That's one of those beautiful... That's like what evaded Justin Poirier. He had one of those picture perfect storybook type of, being able to get that at his age. I mean, he lost this one, not at the end, but being able to have that just locked in time, But he was an old dude. He was an old dude, and he kind of got the strap when he did like Oliveira got it. He put that time and put the years in. He wasn't going to be in his prime and have a 10-fight title reign. So we got this exciting backflipping capoeira style warrior coming here and steal the title from Grandpa. Right after that, okay, he lost to Pereira. After that, Alexander Ratchik. Need I say more? Should I pull up his record? I did about 10 minutes before I started the stream. It doesn't look good. Then he lost again to Pereira. And then you know what his last win was? His most recent win? Jamal Hill. And it took him 3 rounds to TKO him. I only say these things. The only reason I share this with you is to let you know. It's not to bring the man down. It's to let you know that he is in a precarious position where he couldn't say no. He doesn't have any leverage. But it is also to expose he doesn't quite have the career that people believe he does. A lot of it is perception. A lot of it is framing. A lot of it is marketing. So it's disrespectful to Jiri that they put him in this position. They put Jiri in a position where potentially, he has to fight a dude that TKO'd him twice. And the alternative is fighting a dude that beat the dude that TKO'd him twice. It's like, do you want to fight King Kong or Godzilla? And it's disrespectful to Khalil Roundtree because what Jiri's doing right now, and again, I guess we can't say it's his fault. Because would any of you be able to say that you wouldn't take it? You'd be like, no, my integrity, that's disrespectful to Roundtree. No, that's not how it works. He's kind of trapped in that situation. If we look technically at the rankings, Jiri's above Khalil Roundtree. But does that and has that ever mattered? Yes, Roundtree just lost to Pereira. But Jiri lost twice. And Jiri lost more often and more recently than Roundtree. But the situation that Roundtree's in right now is like there's a school dance. And Jiri's saying, you know what? I'll agree to go with you. You could go ahead and rent the tuxedo. You could buy some shoes. You could get the pendant and all that. But if that girl that I've been trying, that one that I've been trying to get after, she told me that she was good because her and her dude have been fighting. They've been having some problems. She told me that there's a chance that when we're actually there, that she might be leaving with me. That she might be saving me a dance or 2 or 3. So I'll agree. I'll go with you. You could tell all your family and stuff. We could take a few pictures. But I'm just telling you, if things work out with her, with this other one, if things go sideways with her and her dude, I gotta let you know, I can't take you home. That's how he's doing Roundtree right now. He's trying to leave him like the last American virgin. Have you seen that movie? Lying beside you, there in the dark. Have you seen that movie? Is that the right song? Is that the right song? The last American. What's the song at the ending? Oh, how did I mix that up? It's that one. I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. Wait a minute. That's not the right scene. I'm thinking about the one. Hold up. I got to take a detour right now. Forgive me. This is not the right scene. I know this is not the right scene. It's the one where they were in the hospital, right? It wasn't the last scene of the movie. Last American hospital scene. I was almost positive it was Journey. This is gonna drive me crazy. I have to find this. Okay, apparently I have my timeline a little bit out of order because that song is in there. But I gotta watch that movie again. He's trying to last American virgin Khalil Roundtree Jr. And Khalil Roundtree Jr., he just showed a masterful performance. And I talked about it a stream or two ago. How Jiri is a wild man and how sometimes that leads to people hyping him up. But Roundtree is poised, calm, cool, collected. He just showed his skill. He said, I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. Because Prochazka's trying to fight Pereira again. It's messed up. So Roundtree is going to have to go through a whole fight camp. He's going to be cutting weight. I know he doesn't lose that much. That's fine. He's going to have to cut weight. He's going to have to be disciplined. He's going to have to train. He's going to have to put, everything on hold. His wife, he's got all these things that he's going to have to take time away from family. And then he might be going stag. And then, is he going to get paid? Is Roundtree just going to get paid to show? And either way, he's burned. Let's say someone drops out. Something doesn't go the way it's supposed to with Ankalaev and Pereira. And Prochazka steps up. Two different scenarios. Roundtree either doesn't get his full pay, and it was not his fault whatsoever. He did everything that he was supposed to do. Or they say, we got a backup for you now. Now we got someone to fight you. And they're going to do him like Tony Ferguson. Which one was that really stupid fight that Ferguson shouldn't have took? Was it the one with Gaethje? And Ferguson even came out and just flat out said that he needed the money. And that's what it was about. It was either Oliveira or Gaethje. I think it was Gaethje. And it was just a bad matchup. The timing didn't make sense. Tony Ferguson had just recently been a backup fighter, had already done a brutal weight cut. They didn't need him. Then he does another one real quick. I think it was Gaethje. So then Roundtree's potentially going to be in the situation where they say, okay, we found someone else for you guys now. We found someone else for you. Hey, Khalil Roundtree Jr., we got someone for you. We got Dominic Reyes. We got this hungry Dominic Reyes for you. We got this hungry, younger athlete. We got this hungry, young buck with an extremely long torso on a 3-fight winning streak. First round, KO. Second round, TKO. First round, KO. How about that, Khalil Roundtree? And Khalil Roundtree would have at that point been specifically training for Jiri Prochazka for like 3 months. And the problem is, hey, you don't even know if it's going to be Dominic Reyes. You have no idea. It could be Dominic Reyes. It could be Jan Blachowicz. It could be Bogdan Guskov. And it doesn't even matter if you never heard their name. It could be him. And he's just going to have to call that audible. And he's going to say, do I roll the dice? Do I fight this guy that I did not train for? That I had no time to prepare for? That I didn't watch the tape on? That I didn't bring the right training partners in for? And if I don't do it, now I'm not a company man. Now the fight makers are upset with me. Now fans are saying that I'm a punk because they don't understand how it works and how I'm putting my whole livelihood and body and everything on the line. And now I'm not going to get the pay that I would get to actually fight and to win potentially. No matter how you look at it, Roundtree is burned. Mentally. Even if it's Roundtree. Now, even if it's Prochazka. And he's like, I'm going to believe it's him. I'm going to assume it's him. I'm just going to count on the fact that it's him. Nothing's going to change. You know, there's no way to escape that. It's going to be in the back of his head. But what if it's not? What if they tell me the morning of? Somebody didn't make weight. There's no way that that's not going to affect your head. What they've done here by booking this potential matchup with Jiri Prochazka is just causing... It's a type of unintentional mental warfare. Hey, Donovan. What's up, Donovan? Just finished the first all of a sudden after making it back home. If I'm lucky... Play the horns. I heard them play for you right now. You got the horns, Donovan. Yellow is the color of my true love's hair in the morning. Thank you for being here, Donovan. And thank you for actually finishing that. That was a long episode. That went longer than I had anticipated. So that's significant. Thank you very much, Donovan. John Anik is a hack, and he knows it. I think John Anik's brother is a lot cooler than him. I think his name is Don Anik. So William, you're saying, are you saying Jiri's gonna pull out? I'm lost. Here's what happened. Pereira and Ankalaev are fighting at UFC 320. It was just announced that Jiri Prochazka is the backup for that fight. Khalil Roundtree and Jiri Prochazka are supposed to be fighting on the exact same main card event as Ankalaev and Pereira. So Jiri and Roundtree are basically in fight camps right now, preparing to fight each other. But if at the last second someone doesn't miss weight, doesn't make weight, something happens, Prochazka is then going to go fight Ankalaev or Pereira. Roundtree's out. He's out of luck. Now he's either not getting to fight, he trained, made weight, stayed away from family, did the whole thing for no reason, has to pay all the fight camp, all the travel, everything he's done for nothing. Doesn't get his winning money. Or he has to fight someone else that they throw in there for him that he wasn't prepared for. It's a lose-lose. So Jiri's burned because now Jiri has to prepare to potentially fight 3 different people. Jiri doesn't know if he's going to fight Roundtree that night. He doesn't know if he's going to fight Ankalaev. He doesn't know if he's going to fight Pereira. That is a ridiculous disadvantage. Now, I understand, and this is the kind of thing I talk about all the time. If you're out in the world, if you're out in that open world and someone rolls up on you, you're coming out of Chuck E. Cheese, and someone comes at you sideways, you're not gonna have time to have a training camp. You're not gonna ask them how much they weigh. You're not going to ask them if they fight in the orthodox or the southpaw stance. You're not going to find out about their reach. You're not going to ask about their BJJ lineage. You just have to get down on site. That's how it goes. I understand that. But you also got to understand that when you're in a very controlled type of situation where typically you can zero in, there are contracts. Everything is very premeditated, and you can plan meticulously for something. There are advantages to that. And a lot of these MMA fighters, and I know people don't like to hear it, a lot of them, they are athletes. They're in a sport. A lot of these fighters aren't the type of dude that would get real and get down when they need to out there right off the cuff on site, you know? Some of them might freeze up a little bit because that's the only way they know. They watch tape, they plan, they're coached, they have mentors. There's a certain process they have. And when you deviate from that, and that's all you've been doing for the last 5, 10, 15 years, it's going to mess you up when you try to go in otherwise. You're going in on that world stage for big money. You don't want to go willy-nilly. If that's the way it is, and we're going to go full 1993 like it was in the old days, and everyone's doing it, then that's different. It's just like if everyone's allowed to do steroids, okay, then that's different. But this situation, it absolutely is burning Roundtree. It is burning Jiri. It doesn't burn Pereira. It doesn't burn Ankalaev, but it does burn the division. Because if we're going to be honest, when you look down at the rankings and you see Blachowicz, you see Jamal Hill, Alexander Ratchik, Volkan Ozdemir, a lot of these names, they are people that are on losing streaks. There are people who are gatekeepers or even less than at this point. These are people that are pointing down the road saying you got to turn left, and then it's after the palm tree, the gate's that way. And then way over there's an actual gatekeeper. That's over there where you'll find people like Robert Whittaker, Dustin Gaethje, people like that. But I'm seeing people here in the rankings, they ain't even the gatekeeper. They're having to pull out directions. You got to go this way. And then when you see the big mountain, then you go that way. And then you're going to see like a car with that. That's who we're looking at in the light heavyweight division right here. And then there are some people on a 2-fight win streak. And then when you dig into who they've beat, and I was looking at this before the stream, I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was talking about for you. The people that have won their last 1, maybe 2 fights in the light heavyweight division, the people that they beat, I couldn't even look them up. They don't even have Wikipedias. The only people that have won anything, I'm trying to find out who they fought. These dudes don't even have Wikipedias. Speaking of Wikipedia, are you guys going to do me like Wikipedia? Every time I get on Wikipedia, they're on there saying, hey, you need to help Wikipedia. You need to do this. And I got to admit, I just scroll down and pretend that I didn't see it. Are you going to do me like Wikipedia and not like the video? It's free, homie. You liking the video. Everyone always comes in here. Hey, Grandmaster, I think you're shadow banned. Hey, Grandmaster, I never see your videos. Hey, Grandmaster, I didn't get the notification. Hey, Grandmaster, I think that YouTube has it in for you. You know why? Because you know clicky. YouTube no likey because you know clicky. You gotta do. I can't clicky myself. YouTube knows. They know my IP. I can't be liking my own video. That's not gonna do nothing for me. I can't sit here and play all my playlists on loop non-stop for weeks at a time because I've already done that and I almost had my channel deleted because it violates the terms of service. The only way this channel could be successful is if you clicky. Don't do me like Wikipedia. Don't scroll on me. You're gonna scroll on the Grandmaster? So look, it's bad for Jiri, it's bad for Roundtree, and it's bad for the division. It's already a tumultuous type of... It's not the most exciting division. Pereira entering a while back was probably the most possible exciting thing that could have happened to the division in quite a while. Then he goes and takes a loss. And now we're seeing a kind of... And it surprised me a little bit. We're seeing a fight that a lot of people are kind of treating like Marab and Sean O'Malley Part 2, which was surprising to me. But people don't seem excited about it. And now we're shooting it in the chancla and making it even worse. We got the top 4 people up here that we got to figure out how to recycle and keep recirculating and making the most out of it for as long as we can, and see if Dominic Reyes keeps that win streak or whatever else materializes. Maybe some other fighters that have been around aren't doing good at middleweight. Maybe they put some weight on. Maybe Robert Whittaker comes up. Maybe Robert Whittaker gains some weight. He comes up, tries to do something different. I don't know. But we're taking the top 4 and we're shooting them in the chanclas. Because in one foul swoop, we can lose like the whole top chunk of the lightweight division, the light heavyweight division's credibility. In one foul swoop, let's say, hypothetically, hey, thank you for that whole... Thank you, Jose the guy. I appreciate it. Let's say hypothetically, let's say Pereira doesn't make weight. Let's say Ankalaev and Pereira are supposed to fight. Pereira's a Banson. He doesn't make weight. He looks bad. Dana White's mad. They don't want to book him for the next fight. They don't trust him anymore. They're doing him like Sarukian. Even though Sarukian didn't actually miss weight. Did you hear? I brought it up before when Ilia Tapuera was like, oh yeah, I know that it wasn't his back. It was a weight cutting thing. It was because he didn't cut weight right. It's because he was overweight. Because one time, and Ilia was talking about himself, because he's someone that actually doesn't miss weight. If I remember correctly when I was doing my research, he has missed weight on 2 different occasions at least. And he was telling the Nauk boys, oh, I know Sarukian, it wasn't his back. It was a weight thing. He just didn't make weight. He's not professional. Because one time when I didn't make weight, my back hurt. So that's how I know that it was his weight. What? All anecdotal and everything. So let's say Pereira doesn't make weight. Let's say that he has to back out, and now we have Jiri coming up and fighting Ankalaev. And let's say Ankalaev beats Jiri because MMA math and common sense and logic. And let's say Roundtree really needs money and he has to fight some bum that shouldn't have been there, that's like twice removed, because of a lot of shenanigans that went on to even get the fighters to that point that they'd even be fighting each other. And because of unpreparedness, because of mental warfare, whatever, luck of the draw, let's say Roundtree loses to someone that he shouldn't have lost to. Someone that's probably going to go on and lose his next fight again too. Now we have someone that didn't make weight. Someone that didn't make weight that's out there being shamed. Ankalaev beats Jiri, like, okay, yeah, foregone conclusion. That's what we thought was going to happen no matter who Jiri fought. Roundtree fights, Roundtree loses. In one foul swoop, the whole division loses its contenders. It loses its credibility. And then Ankalaev's still up there. And who's he going to fight? Are they going to just keep recycling? Are they going to give Pereira another chance to make weight? Or are they going to throw in Alexander Ratchik? Are they going to give him Ozdemir? There's nowhere for lightweight to go after this in a good direction. Thank you for letting me know that, ARJR721. Thank you. That's good to hear. It's motivating. Even today, I'm uploading them. I'm putting up shorts and stuff. And it's like, why am I even doing this? Are they even going to get out there? So thank you. This was a very bad move. It was very disrespectful and unprofessional. What it is very dismissive and demeaning to anyone that's not fighting up at the top for the title. For them to book Ankalaev versus Pereira for the strap and then be like, oh, and by the way, you're going to be the backup and you this, and if he doesn't fight, oh yeah, we'll find someone for you. It just treats everyone below that title fight like garbage. And if I remember correctly, I forget whose show he was on. I don't know if it was Ariel Hawini. I'm not positive. Jiri Prochazka was talking to someone in an interview, and that's where he announced it. And he said, I'm the backup fighter. And I think it just came back to my beanie. I think he said something like that was what was agreed upon. Like if there was already an understanding of that before, that that's the way it was going to go and that's what Jiri wanted. Now, if that's the case, I mean, it does change it a little bit because of the premeditated intentions. But at the same time, it kind of doesn't matter. Because if the UFC even slightly brings up the subject to Jiri and he turns it down in any type of fashion, that is not going to go well for him. At least not in the eyes of the brass of the UFC. So he was stuck. And it's a shame. And best case scenario, let's talk about best case scenario. Absolute best case scenario for that event is Pereira beats Ankalaev, because right now everyone is acting like Ankalaev is unbeatable, inhuman, and it's just going to be boring and not fun if he wins. If Pereira wins, it's going to shake things up. It's going to be maybe not quite similar to him and Adesanya, because these dudes' fight just went to a decision. But it's hard to find anyone that is acting like they think Pereira is going to beat Ankalaev. So I think it would be exciting for the sport if Pereira was able to pull off the win. It would surprise and upset a lot of people. It would shake things up. I think if Ankalaev wins, it would just be boring, and that would cause Pereira to probably move back to another division. I don't see him going back down. He'd probably then move on to heavyweight, but you see, it was exciting in the past. The domination. Pereira just going around and conquering everything. Doing it at middleweight. Which is unbelievable to even imagine at this point. Doing it at light heavyweight, and then he wins that. And then if he did it quick enough or didn't lose to Ankalaev, then he goes to heavyweight. But if he loses and goes on to heavyweight, there's not going to be that same allure. There's not going to be that aura anymore. It will not be the same. No one will care. It'll be like, fool. It just looks like a bad move. These fighters that cannot hack it in their weight divisions and they go somewhere else thinking it's going to be different. Very rarely do we see it work. And I know a lot of people are thinking they're seeing it working right now with Max Holloway because he defeated a fighter who was literally on their retirement fight. How are you going to brag? How are you going to be excited? How are you going to hype up a dude that beat someone on their retirement fight? I don't know how a fan wouldn't even be embarrassed to brag about something like that. It's his retirement fight. He's retiring for a reason. Anyway, best case would be Pereira wins and Roundtree wins. And then we get to see Roundtree and Pereira again. We know that Jiri is a wild man. And we know how calm and composed Roundtree is. It shouldn't seem crazy to anybody. I don't think there's anyone really doubting this at this point, is there? Is there anyone thinking that Jiri's gonna beat Roundtree? And then being able to see Roundtree and Pereira, that's just, I like Roundtree. I would love to see Roundtree with the strap. I appreciate you, Alex. The disrespect on Gaethje's crazy. You sound like a casual. Please articulate. Please tell me how and why. Please. Please. Because you sound like a bot. I sound like a casual. You sound like a bot. Please articulate. Elaborate. Tell me why. Tell me how he's not a rock'em sock'em robot punching bag. I encourage you. I implore you. You know what? You're encouraging me to move on. You're encouraging me to move on to my next topic for the day. I want to thank you for that. Breaking news. Dustin Gaethje sounds crazy and pathetic, but he may actually be a genius. Dustin Gaethje sounds crazy and pathetic, but he may actually be a genius. I noticed something just today, and I felt foolish. Now, you would think when someone stumbles upon this type of discovery that they would be excited, that they would be proud. I felt foolish. I felt foolish because it took me so long to come to this conclusion. They call... Look, Alex Martin, you're breaking my heart. What are you talking about, bro? Jiri Prochazka is just like another Johnny Walker. He's exciting. He's entertaining. But he needs to rope it in. He needs to gather himself. He needs to take a deep breath. Or he needs to stop taking so many of those deep breaths. Some of that voodoo stuff that he's doing, it gets all in his head. I think he's done too much of that meditation. You know how sometimes when people, I was watching a video about this in the White Files. You know how sometimes when people go to that place, they have some trouble coming back? I think he's struggling with that. He's too excited. He hops all over the place. He needs to chill out. He needs to lock in. I couldn't believe that it took me so long to realize this about Dustin Gaethje. They call him the highlight reel. Johnny Grandma's Walker. They call Dustin Gaethje the highlight reel. And I always thought how silly. Because of the way he fights. Because of the reckless nature in which he fights. And how that's gone so wrong for him. How he takes so much damage. How is this dude the highlight reel? And then I realized no one ever specified whose highlight reel we're talking about. We never dissected the context. No one has ever seemed to discover the fact that when we're talking about Dustin Gaethje being on a highlight reel, we're talking about other fools' highlight reels. We're talking about him getting caught and getting choked out. We're talking about him getting knocked out. We're talking about him doing a backflip and knocking himself out on the canvas. He is the highlight reel, but it's not in the way that we thought. He's just a highlight reel in general. He might be on Khabib Nurmagomedov's highlight reel. He might be on Max Holiday's highlight reel. He might be on Justin Poirier's highlight reel. And I felt foolish. Because I was over here thinking that he was being like kind of cocky about it, you know? Maybe that was his way of being humble. That was his way of staying humble. His search for humility. To just, you know how like when you have something that you're insecure about and you joke about it first before. It's kind of like that thing that people always talk about how Eminem did on 8 Mile, where he starts saying all the stuff that the guy's gonna make fun of about him first. That's like what Dustin Gaethje's doing, calling himself the highlight reel. And I gotta applaud him for that. And I think it's brilliant what he's doing right now. A lot of people are clowning on him because of his ultimatum. And I have as well. They're saying that he looks foolish because he's trying to put the UFC's chanclas to the fire. He's trying to make them give him exactly what he wants, or he's going to take his ball and go home. He's trying to make the UFC do right by him and scratch his back because he scratched theirs, which he was foolish to ever have expected in the first place. But I think his ultimatum is genius. And the reason for that is because it doesn't look like they're going to give it to him. And I'll be honest, I was reading articles about this today. I can't remember what platform it was. I don't know if it was an MMA flunky, if it was BJ up in the pan. I'm not sure which one it was. But they were talking about how it seems like the UFC is actually trying to save him. They're actually trying to spare him. Maybe they could use him for some other stuff, for some other money-making ventures. Maybe they could come up with another type of like the BMF, like another title, like for straight up gatekeepers, something different. Some other type of participation trophy title kind of thing for him. And it's the reason that it's genius is because he's calling out someone that nobody thinks he could beat. That everyone thinks is going to destroy him, that's going to humiliate him. What he's doing right now is as if he was calling out John Jones. I appreciate you. And he's going to go out looking like a warrior. People are going to be like, bro, Dustin Gaethje, that fool had no fear. He's calling out Ilia Tapuera. He's calling out Derek Lewis. He's calling out John Jones. He was calling out Khamzat Chimaev. He was calling out Dudu Plessis. He wanted all of them. He wanted all of them. He was saying, hold me back. Hold me back. He was going to take them all. He was going to do open tournament style. He was going to do open weight. He didn't even care. That dude's a savage. And it's the ultimate, on the flip side of that, it's the ultimate, hold me back, hold me back, hold me back. And the UFC is obliging him. They're holding him back. So he's going out there acting like he wants all of it. Meanwhile, you got Ilya ducking people, and there's a big narrative of that right now. You got fighters ducking all over the place in every division right now. But you got Dustin Gaethje saying, I want everybody. Give me Ilya. And the irony. And I know everyone's distracted right now because of Ilya ducking Sarukian. They're distracted. They're forgetting that Ilya is also ducking Gaethje right now. And I know it's easy to laugh at that. I know it's easy to laugh at that because it sounds silly, because you think of the resumes, you think of the styles, you think of the skill set, and you think, what are you doing? What are you talking about? That sounds silly. But Dustin Gaethje is one of those dudes that has absolutely no shame, nothing whatsoever to lose. Have you ever sparred with like a white belt? With like a day one white belt? It's like a little baby spider, like a little baby snake that doesn't know how to control their venom yet. They're like the most dangerous people. They're like erratic, unpredictable. That's what Dustin Gaethje is to Ilia Tapuera. Tapuera is someone that seems to be so structured and thought out and methodical. Someone like Gaethje, that's gonna freak him out. That's like if you're like in the produce section and someone kind of gets in your space at Walmart and then you kind of square up and you kind of see the way he puts his hands in his feet, and you're like, all right, I feel like he did something. You know, he probably had a couple scraps back in college, and all right, so I kind of know how to come at him, and you know, I kind of feel like I know what he's gonna do. I see where his feet are planted, as opposed to when you're walking out the store, and then like a homeless dude's trying to bite your kneecap, and you're like, oh snap, I don't even know what to do right. Like that's what Dustin Gaethje is in the eyes of Ilia Tapoera. And it's going to make him go out looking like a legend. If they don't give him what he's asking for, he's going to go out looking like a savage. If they don't call his bluff. That's right. Dustin, hold me back. Dustin, hold me back. Gaethje, new mythical fighter. Dustin, hold me back. Gaethje. And they're talking about Paddy Pimblett. They're talking about alternatives, and they're disrespectful. We have been making fun of Paddy Pimblett for the longest time. So it's foolish for us to think that it makes sense to match up Paddy Pimblett with Ilia Tapoera. The switch up is insane. The switch up is embarrassing and pathetic. We're always clowning on Paddy Pimblett. The way he wins his fights, the sloppy nature of them, the way he gets touched up constantly. You look at his most recent fights. Jordan Levitt, enough said. Let's skip that one. Jared Gordon. I fully do not believe that there's anyone in this chat. I fully don't believe that there's anybody in this chat that believes that Paddy won that fight. And if you do, please, I don't even know if it's possible, block yourself. I don't think there's a single soul in here that believes that Paddy Pimblett beat Jared Gordon, including Paddy Pimblett. Right after that, Tony Ferguson. Now, if anyone's new to the sport and you're saying, who's Tony Ferguson? He's a dude that's fighting the social influencer Salt Papi right now. Enough said. Gordon Ramsay was robbed. Oh, snap. Hopefully he's all right. After that fight was King Green. Enough said. King Green is somewhere in between. He's somewhere in between the full way down the road with the map out pointing directions and the gatekeeper. He's somewhere in between. He could see the gate. He could see the gate down the road. And after that, Michael Chandler. This is the resume of Paddy Pimblett. This is who we're putting above Sarukian. Now, I understand people wanting to see him get pulverized. I understand the drama. I understand the beef. I like the freak show. I get it. And if we're talking about Max Holloway, we got Max Holloway crying and trying to call out Tapoera, saying, hey, Tapoera, remember how you defeated me? Remember how you beat me? Remember how you knocked me out? Well, I just defeated a fighter. Yes, I won. I just won my fight. You didn't watch it? I just defeated a fighter that, what? No, I didn't submit him. But I beat him. What? No, I didn't knock him out. I did not knock him out. But I beat him. I don't know if you watched it. A few weeks ago, what? No, it wasn't even a TKO. It was no, I didn't finish him, all right? I didn't. Did you see my muscles? I've been gaining some weight. Have you seen? I got creatine at the pad. Listen, you're getting off topic. Ilia Tapoera. I just won a fight. I didn't stop him. But who was it? What do you mean? Who I fought? The guy I just beat? Just
Thanks
just
for
a
the
Poirier.
sub.
Just a Poirier. What? You didn't hear me? It was Poirier. But I beat him. What do you mean? Yes, it was his retirement fight. It was a retirement fight. Yes, he's done. He was done. Yes. It was a retirement fight. I beat him. I didn't finish him. Yes, it was a retirement fight. I said it, Poirier. The same. Yes, it was the same dude that after he beat Conor, he was talking to DC out the cage, saying that he didn't even love the sport anymore, that he's not in love with it anymore, that he doesn't want to do it anymore. Yes, he's been checked out. He's been checked out since like 2021. Yes, that's him. That's the dude. It was a retirement fight. Yes, that's him. That's the dude that I beat. But did you see my muscles? Ilia Tapuera, did you see my muscles? I've been gaining weight. I beat him, and now I'm going to beat Oliveira. You know that other dude that you knocked out? I'm going to beat him next. Hopefully I could beat him. Hopefully I finish him. Hopefully I could finish him. And hopefully he doesn't retire at the end of that fight, because that would make me look really bad. Not only am I 0-3 in one trilogy, and I finally won one, but when that dude was retiring and I couldn't finish him, that's going to be really... I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about the optics. I need to call Dana White. I didn't even think. If I beat Oliveira and he retires, the backfire is crazy. I didn't even think about that. If I beat Oliveira, then that means I just beat two dudes back to back, probably not finishing them either, that retired. That's not going to look good for me. But anyway, Ilia Tapuera, you know how you beat me and then I beat this dude that's retiring and I couldn't finish him? And people are saying that I'm in my prime right now because the muscles. You know how he's retiring and he's been checked out and he's been saying that he doesn't love it anymore and doesn't want to do it anymore. You know how I beat him like without a finish and it's his last fight? After I beat Oliveira, who you also just knocked out, and hopefully I can finish him, and hopefully he doesn't retire, then I want you. Then I deserve my rematch, right? That makes sense, right? Like on paper, that's super logical, right? That makes a bunch of sense, right? Tapuera, right? Did you follow along? That makes sense, right? Because you don't want to fight Sarukian because, you know, I mean, I know you're saying because of the weight, but because he's a bad matchup, right? Because I know you don't want to fight him. And you definitely don't want to fight Lopez and Mobstar, but that's already behind you. And you do want to fight Patty because just like all of us, you've watched his most recent fights and you're aware of his resume. So that would be a fantastic fight for you. You don't want to fight Gaethje and you're framing it like that's pathetic and he's beneath you and you don't want to embarrass him. But you know it's because he's a loose cannon, rock'em sock'em, and he's got nothing to lose. It's kind of like when you fight a wild man out in the street and you decide to just be a pacifist because you got a lot to lose. You got a family, you got a business and stuff like that. And this dude just came out of the pan. He's got nothing to lose. He doesn't mind going right back because he got the 3 hots in a cot. He'll go back with the quickness. So yeah. Anyway, call me back. I know this was a really long voicemail. So anyway, call me back when you get this. See, this is what you don't get when I edit my videos. This is what you don't get. I would have overthought it. It would have gone through too many rewrites. It would have got like... I would have went too mainstream with it. All right. All right. So that's that. Look it. Dustin Gaethje is a very loved individual within the MMA community. And it is because of his fight style. He's like Mankind. He's like Mick Foley. Same thing as Tony Ferguson. I know it's heartbreaking because I know people got a lot of love for Tony. But scope the Wikipedia. Look at the dudes that he fought. Look at the caliber of them. Look at their records. That's always where you know what's what. When someone beat dudes, look at their records. Look at their caliber. Look at where they stood. And Tony wasn't what people thought he was, but they loved him because he was the Mick Foley of the UFC. And Dustin Gaethje is the same way. That's why people love him. And that's okay. You should be okay with that. I know he's likable because of that. I get that and I respect that. But we can't be pretending that he's something that he's not. I think I missed a super chat. Let me go back here. Tarinto, Grandmaster Hulk Hogan stories were the best, vato. Wait a minute. Hulk Hogan stories. Justin should fight Patty. It would be good for both of them. Justin, okay. Patty Pimblett and Gaethje, 100%. Book it, 100%. But that doesn't bode well for Gaethje because then he loses that whole hold me back mystique. That's what he got working in his favor right now. Now, if Dustin Gaethje fights Patty Pimblett and he ends up getting choked out or something, he is donezo. And you can't be making any more threats or ultimatums after that, Gaethje. They ain't even going to give you a microphone after that. They ain't even going to let you hold the microphone. Hey, Tarinto, do you mean like stories that Hulk Hogan would tell? Or like stories that we were telling about Hulk Hogan? Do you mean when he would tell stories? Tarinto, what are your favorite Hogan stories, Grandmaster? My favorite Hogan stories. Oh, man. Man, I'm on the spot right now. Favorite Hogan stories. I kind of like, I mean, I know this sounds kind of generic, but I always like, and this is the same for me with anybody. And maybe it's because like the path I'm on right now and how hungry I am and like what I'm trying to do. I always love to listen to stories of people when they were coming up, when they were in that struggle, when they were fighting for that success, when they were doing everything that they could to achieve that, all the ups and downs, the heartbreaks. I like hearing that because it's relatable. And then I'm like, you know what? It's not just me. Other people struggle too. It is possible. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, you know? So, those are my favorite stories. I remember, I mean, he was sometime within the last year, I felt like, when he was on JRE. And then I heard talking, I don't know to who else, but I always love hearing those. Like when he was a kid and when he was in a band and when he first started wrestling and he was like wrestling under a different name, and then when he was in Rocky. I just love hearing the journey to the success before they like really made it, you know? That's always my favorite part. It's motivating. I know there's got to be some crazy good stories from like behind the scenes and with like other wrestlers and stuff like that. But I just got nothing off the beanie right now as far as that. And I had one last topic I wanted to touch on today. The UFC does not want Chimaev to hold the championship title. Not even the BMF. Not even the fake title. Not even the participation trophy title. Nada. None. They're standing firm against him. And there's definitely a narrative. I like Chimaev. He's one of my favorite fighters. The UFC seems to think that he's unreliable, and unfortunately, I can't really take a super strong stance against that. He has had habits of being unreliable. He has had to drop out of fights. And he's done so with not that great of an attitude. I remember getting very frustrated at the attitude that he had about missing weight. And in that particular fight, if I remember, I think he went ahead and fought anyway. And he was overweight, which was super disrespectful to his opponent that he had no remorse about it whatsoever. I've had my ups and downs with Chimaev. There's been times where I kind of felt like I didn't like him anymore. Din Thomas is kind of the one spearheading the narrative right now about how bad it's going to be for the UFC if Chimaev becomes the title holder, because they think that he could disappear. And I mean that literally and metaphorical, because he has that one homie. Chimaev basically has a handler. He's like in that Chechen cartel or something like that. And he has that dictator dude that, like, he's got him under his thumb like Mick Jagger style. And if that fool tells him, just like off a whim, hey, you ain't going nowhere, you're going to stay home and babysit the tiger tonight. And that ain't a euphemism. They got like a lot of weird pets out there that you would think would like be illegal in most areas. So if he tells him, hey, you ain't going anywhere, you ain't going anywhere today. Oh, you had a fight? Oh, you had to defend your title? How cute. How cute. Look at all these bodies over here, Chimaev. Look at all these bodies. I stacked them. I didn't kill them. My soldiers killed them. But when they brought them in, I stacked them. You talking about a little gold bow? Trying to put your cute little jewels on it? Look at these bodies, Chimaev. This is real life, Chimaev. There ain't no referees. There's no referees in here. There's no water breaks. Jason Herzog ain't gonna come save you. I stacked these bodies. Again, to be clear, I didn't kill them. I had this thing, like, as crazy as I am, I'm brutally honest, and I can't lie. I didn't kill them, but I stacked them. And if I have to, and I hate it that you're making me say this, Chimaev. I hate it that you're questioning me, that you're causing me to go into great detail. If I have to, Chimaev, I will stack you too. I will stack you. And I won't kill you. I won't kill you because of political reasons. That's why I have these guys do it. But I will not hesitate to stack you. And I will stack you hard. I don't care if it's a pay-per-view. I don't care if it's at the White House. Matter of fact, especially if it's at the White House. You ain't going anywhere tonight. And then boom, you just spent $80 on a pay-per-view and you look like an idiot. Now that's how Din Thomas is thinking. And I can't get upset over it because it makes sense. They don't play around with stuff like that. You think a dictator cares? You think a dictator cares about some UFC title with a bunch of little colorful jewels on it? Especially because of the jewels. That dude's going to act like he doesn't want to fight. He's going to be like, well, you fighting in Pride or what? I thought Pride was closed. I thought they shut down. I thought they went bankrupt. Speaking of Pride, that's another sentiment that's going around right now. They were talking about it. It was Butterbean and Rampage Jackson on the podcast. They were talking about like how come Fedor never came into the UFC. And it was because of the mafia or whatever. That Pride Mafia. And I ain't talking about the Pride Mafia of today. I'm talking about the Pride Mafia of yesteryear. And they were saying that, all right. You want to have our fighter? We need a piece. We need some equity. We need a piece of the action. There was dudes that had their claws in Fedor. That's why he never smiled. That's why he never celebrated. Even when he won, even when he was a king, even when he was at the top, even when he had the bouts, he's like, well, I got to go back home to my cage. I'm a prisoner. They were going to stack him too. That's why he was always all down no matter what. It made no difference to him. And they're saying that if Chimaev gets to that status, they're going to be like, hey, brother, listen, brother. Do you think we care about some cute little contract? You use the fancy pen. You use the fancy nice little. You use that pen. So you didn't even use the clicky one. You use that fancy one that you got twist. That you got twist at the bottom. You use the fancy. You think I care about your cute little contracts and your fancy little pens? I'm talking about real life, homie. I'm talking about life or death. I'm talking about stacking bodies. You want my dude to be the face of your company? You want my dude to hold the title? I have complete authoritative control over him. I call the shots. It's like when you're in school and you have a teacher that's trying to lace you up and tell you what to do, and they get a little bit too overbearing and they cross the line a little bit, and then the mom comes in and she's like, excuse me? Excuse me? And she puts the teacher in his place. She's like, you think you have some authority here? This thing came out of me. Are you kidding me? You think you have authority here? I brought the authority with me when I walked through that door. I call the shots here. You just babysit for a few hours. I'm in charge. And that's how that dude, Katie Ramadov, is going to come in and talk to Dana White. Are you kidding me? How cute. You gave him a little bout. You gave him some jewelry. You had him sign some paperwork that he doesn't even know how to read. He belongs to me. I'm like saying, soon, your soul is mine. They don't care about that paperwork. And I have to admit, Chimaev is one of my favorite fighters, but they might do him like that. They might do him like that. And they might tell him, you're going to be where we tell you, when we tell you, and you ain't going anywhere to defend that strap. Or maybe they're going to tell him, you got to come do it in Chechnya. And then they take the whole UFC hostage. And now the home base of UFC is in Chechnya. That's the new UFC headquarters. Tarinto, Hogan wrestled 400 days in a year. That's in his book. Bro, I feel so bad. I didn't even know he had a book. I need to get that book. I had no idea. I would love to read that book. Hey, look at this. Look at this. Julio. I want to say thank you, Julio. I see you grinding. Thanks for the stream. Quick thoughts on Jake Paul boxing Anthony Joshua. Julio just slapped down $20 in the PayPal. He just slapped down 20 big ones. Thank you, Julio. I appreciate you. Now, I do feel a little ill-equipped because I heard rumor that Jake Paul was kind of calling him out and that it was kind of a meme and that nobody in their right mind thought that it could possibly ever happen and that maybe it's not. Are you saying that this is real? Is this actually going to happen now? Are they actually taking this serious? Let me see. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Hold up. I'm gonna address this right now. Used to travel too much to Japan that he ended up traveling through time. Metallica wanted him. Wait, I feel like he talked about that on JRE, huh? I need to get his book, man. I need to get that book. Yeah, I forgot about that. He was like super big in Japan and it wasn't JRE. I had heard about that even before JRE. But he did some cool stuff in Japan. That's always crazy. I always wanted to blow up like in another country. I always thought that'd be so funny to like live in one country and be all huge in another country. That's so cool that he blew up in Japan. my internet is... I pay for the highest internet. I should never have these problems I'm having. Anthony Joshua's trainer makes worrying confession about potential Jake Paul clash. Paul's $40 million demand puts Joshua fight in doubt. Joshua told to retire if dream fight falls through despite no risk. Paul bout. Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul, the $1 million fight that hangs in the balance. Oh my gosh. So, okay, so the fact that there hasn't been a 1,000% clear cut, like, this is not happening and it's shut down is crazy. Like, based on what I'm seeing right here, it looks like it's in the realm of possibility. Like, the articles I'm seeing looks like it's being somewhat entertained. Like, the fact that it hasn't been unequivocally shut down yet. Jake Paul's former sparring partner has advice for potential Anthony Joshua fight. Okay, so, look, I'll give you the real... By the way, thank you again, Julio. That PayPal hits different. You already know that. I'll say this. I love it. I love it. I will be there in spirit. I'll stream it. I cannot understand how so many people get upset about... I mean, if I try to put myself in someone else's chanclas, I think the reason I feel different about it is because of my aspirations. The things that I'm trying to pursue and the thing that I do for a living here, how could I have a single negative thing to say about what Jake Paul's trying to do? Being online here, making these videos, doing what I do, how could I dare speak out against his goals and dreams? I could understand it if there's people out there and maybe they used to fight back in the day. Maybe they had a couple street fights. Maybe they never did. Maybe they're roughneck, blue collar. Maybe they work in construction. They take the fight game serious. It's an escape for them. They enjoy it. They don't mess around. They like to see the real fighters who put the work in. And they look at this dude and they're like, are you kidding me? Just any dumb little fluffy Disney Vine star could just whatever. So I get that. But there's also the angle that it's like stupid impressive. Like, take all the ammo you have of negativity, everything that you hate about Jake Paul, take that and then look at it and say to yourself, oh my goodness, all that stuff that I make fun of him about, Disney kid, Vine, YouTuber, social media, little this and that, yet he's done what he's done. Against all odds. In spite of this and that and this, despite this, he did it. So it's like any ammo that we could use against him, you got to flip it and be like, bro, yet he's still doing this? Yet he still got to where he did? I look at I remember I was there. I remember seeing these Paul brothers when they were these little weenie, 12-year-old whatevers, just like you never thought they were going to do what they're doing today. And to see them go from that to this, how is that not inspirational? How is that not motivational? It gives someone like me hope that I might be able to achieve something. Because you look at what they were doing, it's like, there's no way they're ever going to end up where they're at right now. But they did it. So from that angle, I'm excited. I think it's cool. I will watch it. Now, I think that Jake Paul will die. And that's no disrespect to the work that he's done. It's no disrespect, because it is frustrating when I see people acting like Jake Paul hasn't put work in. It's so dumb. It's so disrespectful to the work. But Anthony Joshua has also been putting that in, and he's been doing it for longer. And he's just otherworldly. We've seen what he's done to the toppest, highest class of people. And he's just different. And everyone is due their respect in the appropriate categories. Maybe Anthony Joshua would beat him in a boxing match, but Anthony Joshua wouldn't be able to be a successful content creator like Jake Paul would be. Jake Paul's just skilled enough that he could do both at the level that he's doing them. And we got to give him the credit for that. Now that I don't even know. I have to admit, I never really pay a lot of attention to that kind of stuff because I'm just a selfish consumer. Is there a narrative out there, and I might sound stupid for saying this because maybe it's super obvious. Is there a narrative out there that Jake Paul takes steroids? I think that's right. That's right. That's what Dana White was calling him out on, huh? He was calling him out on the coke and he was calling him out on the steroids. I forgot about that. Does Jake Paul deny it, or does he kind of like sheepishly just shrug it off? I never really dug into that. Who else is pooping right now? Says Kyle. Do we got any takers? Any takers? I had to give it up to Jake after the Anderson Silva. Yes. Even though it definitely looked like he threw the fight. Yeah. Like the Mike Tyson thing. I was really frustrated with myself because I was working on a pretty long-winded video about that. And then that might be like the only video ever. Because I've had many videos where I was like so super close to scrapping them. And I uploaded them anyway. That's one of the only ones I can remember that I actually scrapped and I never uploaded it. I did a reaction video to that fight and I never uploaded it. But it was mind-boggling to me how the perspective that people had on that fight, not realizing that Mike Tyson was just getting his money. I mean, he's an actor. He's an actor now. The Hangovers and all his other appearances, the dude's an actor. And he's an entertainer. And it's an entertainment organization. And he was doing a job. He was fulfilling a contract for his pay. He's got a family. And I can't believe, like, I wish people would just accept that for what it is and get over it instead of acting like Mike Tyson couldn't have killed him. That's the part that hurts me. It's like I need everyone to know that Mike Tyson would have killed him. It hurts me. That's the only part that bothers me. It doesn't bother me that they faked it. It doesn't bother me that it wasn't a real fight. It bothers me that there's actually people that don't know that Mike Tyson would have killed him if he wanted to. I just want to say thank you to Jose Valenzuela for dropping 10 big ones in the PayPal. Thank you, Jose. Thank you. Again, that PayPal hits different. You're coming through. If Jake Paul somehow beats Joshua, his next fight versus Nogano, thank you, Jose. He has to. He has to. And I believe it's about the threat and it's about the money. Because he's alluded to wanting Usyk. But he's got to go on the certain path, you know. There's a order of things. And Nogano's star has sort of faded. And he's got to hop on that quick. Because we don't know what's going to happen and when as far as Nogano. Now, it is suspected that the open weight tournament at the White House on July 4th next year is potentially going to host heavyweights John Jones, Derek Lewis, Tom Aspinall, Alex Pereira, Francis Nogano, possibly Ciryl Gane. They might give them, you know, just throw them in there just for some fun. Why not? But things are not set in stone yet. And it wouldn't really make the most sense to try to go after Joshua and then Usyk and then go back to Nogano. You got to make the order make sense in order to hit the right amounts of money. You got to learn how to scale it correctly. If you go in there and you beat Joshua, then you could get a bigger and better payday against Nogano. And then after that, you could get a bigger and better payday against Usyk. You can't try to go after Usyk next and then think you're going to go to Nogano and make more money. You're going to be going backwards at that point. And whatever you want to say about Jake Paul, he is a smart businessman. He's a businessman. We should all DM BJ Penn on 1st September. Stop noticing things. Why September 1st? Am I missing something? What's on September 1st? Is that his birthday or something? To believe Jake Paul is a good boxer is like still believing Santa Claus when you're in your 30s. Shauna, I could withstand the Santa. I could withstand the Santa, the anti-Santa sentiment, the anti-sentiment. As long as you don't group that with the Easter Bunny, we're gonna be all right. The thing that, like, as soon as I read that from you, the thing that irked me the most is that people automatically group that in with the Easter Bunny, and one has nothing to do with the other. Nothing to do with the other. And I just want to clear that up. Cereal grain? Cereal grain. Fight Island was very disappointing because I think we all thought that it was going to be like Bloodsport. I think we thought they were all going to be out there with like torches on fire and like be fighting in the sand and stuff like that. And it was a big disappointment. For all we know, it was like the moon landing out there. For all we know, they could have been at the Las Vegas. They could have been at the Apex. And they could just keep cutting to outside footage, just B-roll. And we'll never know. We have no idea. It was a huge disappointment. Pretty soon it's going to be cereal gone. Jesse is a fan of Jake Paul. Let it be known. I gotta give respect where it's due. And I respect the success. The success. He might not have got there the way that we'd all like him to, in a way that we'd consider, the most full of integrity and humility and stuff like that. But he's doing better than I am. The dude knows how to run business. The dude knows how to play the heel. The dude knows how to play the part. Izzy would have got blasted if he fought Jones. It's funny now when we could go in that time machine and we could play back things that people have said, claims that people have made. I was thinking about that a couple weeks ago, how ridiculous, these things that just get caught digitally. Embarrassing. And you could be, the world could absolutely serve you that level of delusion if you experience enough things. Just the matchups that he had, the people that he faced, the fashions in which he won, those things actually equipped him to be able to make the kind of claims that he was making about Jon Jones. At that time and at that place, he fully believed that because of what the world had served him up to that point. It's insane. Hey, the government's admitting it now. They're just laying it all out there. Billy the Kidder. I believe I heard somebody. Am I just making this up in my beanie now? I believe I heard somebody also make that correlation. Something about Fight Island during the last event. What was it? Fight Island was the worst thing ever, and we're still suffering from it. See last card. What was it? What was there? Something that took place, or some kind of rule, or what was it? That sounds familiar. You could make it big tomorrow if you start scamming kids and your fans, but we're better than that. Yeah, that part, man. See, my problem is My problem is I'm a selfish consumer. I'll kind of lace myself up with what I need to know, and then I just remove myself from the situation. And I forget about those things. I see the fighting. I see some of the press conferences. You hear that he gave some money to Ben Askren and stuff like that. And then I forget about that kind of stuff because I don't really, dive into that. But that's very unfortunate. Blachowicz Izzy was such a sleeper, boring fight. Yeah, especially, wasn't that one of the ones at the Apex that was all awkward and super quiet? I believe it might just be my mind playing tricks on me. I feel like Blachowicz was even wearing a face mask during that fight. Wasn't that during the whole thing? I think he was. Chupacabra. Hey, Beto's telling the truth tonight. He's telling the truth. Disney/ESPN probably is the government. Oh, I mean, for real. ESPN, there's different ways that you could go with that, but the fact that Disney's above that, like, that says everything. Yeah, Disney for sure. They got away with bad cards with no fans. I do believe. Wait. All the alien movies and government talking about it, I don't trust it. Yeah, I mean, it's a sleight of hand. It's a sleight of hand. There was a point in time, there was a period in our existence where the looking for and thinking of and wanting to believe in the aliens, that itself was the distraction. But maybe at some point we got too close to something. Something got too real. And now they're like, oh, yeah, they are real. Here, look. And now that itself is the distraction. Very interesting. And all the movies and stuff, like, they pump that stuff into it's almost like a weird, I've actually thought about this over the years. You know how we see so many things pumped into the mainstream? Pumped into the media, pumped into pop culture, and those things end up happening later, like Independence Day, like the Twin Tower, all these different things that we've seen. And I know some of you probably have a lot more examples that I can't think of right now, but it's always a joke. Stuff like with The Simpsons, we always see these things come up and then they happen. It's like, how is that possible? And I've wondered, if it's like some weird kind of understanding, some kind of agreement that these people in power have, that they could only do whatever the thing is if they somehow go and reveal it first. And I know that sounds stupid, but it's like, what other explanation is there? These things happen. They come to fruition too often. And I've thought, is there some kind of weird gentleman's agreement somewhere up at the top where they're like, I'm only going to allow you to do this. I'm only going to give you the green light if you do this first. You have to, it's kind of in our bylaws, the Illuminati bylaws or whatever. We have to tease it. We kind of have to rub it in their faces first. We have to somehow put it out there into the atmosphere. And then like somehow it like prepares us. Or so, I don't know. I don't know how to best articulate it. But I've wondered about that. It makes sense. Because we always see these things somehow infiltrate the collective consciousness. And then the thing happens. Tarinto, no plans of doing a collab or inviting someone over? Are you asking me? Are you asking me if no plans of doing a collab or inviting someone over? As of right now, so look, I need to get in touch with them. Supposedly, me and MMA Joey are supposed to be doing something together. And I need to hit him up. I need to go. Actually, I need to go watch his video first and see if they were trolling me. No, he showed up in the chat. He showed up in the chat actually that night. So I need to make sure that's real. And then, yeah, I would love to do that. Me and Jesse on Fire have been doing collabs on and off. There's actually a viewer that popped in here a couple weeks ago that want to do a podcast type of thing. And I'm going to go make an appearance on their channel. I'll make sure to announce that. And then There's another YouTuber that we've been DMing. I don't know if he wants me to say anything yet. That we might do something. So there's a couple of things in the works. Freemasonry. What are your thoughts on the moon landing? I don't trust it. I don't think it was. Here's my thing. And look, I'm not going to get political with you. I refuse to get political with you. And I know people died. I know people got sick. I know people that got sick. I think I know one person that died. But what I'm saying is the whole thing that happened a few years ago, that whole thing that happened, and I already thought the way that I did before that. But that whole thing taught a lot of people, and it even made a lot of people go from one side to another. That whole thing taught us, if nothing else, that when the government is going super hard on something, that should be all that you need to hear. When they're doubling down and really, really, really pushing something, that should be your cue. Oh, you're full of it. Let me turn around and go the other direction. The moment they start, hey, this is what it is. This is what it is. Hey, did you forget? This is what it is. Hey, make sure you believe this. Hey, make sure you're in line with this. Make sure you line up with this. Make sure you don't think the opposite. Make sure you don't have a different opinion. This is real. This is reality. This is how it is. You believe this, right? If you don't believe this, you're crazy. If you don't believe this, you shouldn't be platformed. If you don't believe this, you shouldn't be able to leave your house. You don't believe that, right? You make sure you, and did you post something? You posted something on social media? Okay, we're going to fact check you and we're going to make sure everybody knows that you're wrong, and they're going to put... It makes me sick how sometimes I Google something and right below you see all these different disclaimers. Oh, a long time ago people thought this, but it's been debunked. People used to feel this way, but that's not true. We have found this. People used to believe this and that, but now we have done this research and we know that that is definitively untrue. Straight up propaganda. We are telling you what to believe. So yes, I believe the moon landing is nonsense. When they put a globe of the earth from preschool into millions and millions and hundreds of classrooms, and they force the kids to believe just as 1 + 1 = 2, you must, like, it's religion just right there. You better believe this or you're a fool. You better believe this or you will be shamed. You better believe this or nothing else, or you're just going to be like black sheep, blacklisted. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're crazy. When you have the government calling you this and that, talking down to you, making you feel like an outsider, making you feel like a black sheep, making you just abusing you like that, that should tell you everything you need to know. Isn't that what bullies do? Isn't that what people on the wrong side of whatever do? Resort to? These ad hominem type things. Isn't that typical in any other kind of scenario ever? So there's two sides. When they're really, 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 really pushing and really, really, really trying to remind you constantly and reinforce, hey, you believe this, right? You're supposed to believe this. Make sure you believe this. Make sure you don't forget this is the right way. Make sure that you're all aligned with this. When they're doing that, or when you don't align with them and they're like, deplatform you. You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. You're delusional. You need medication. That's just the opposite side is just that gaslighting right there. One side or the other, that should tell you everything you need to know. Now, let me see. Is learning a trade important? Is knowing how to put air in your tire important? Is knowing how to manage your finances important? Is knowing how to communicate and have conversation and be social and interact with other human beings important? Is learning how to interview for a job important? Is learning how to dress modestly and professionally and in a presentable fashion, is that important? All these things that no one has any care whatsoever to teach you. Are all those things important? Okay. So here's what I think is interesting. All those things that we actually need in real life, in adulthood, for our future, those get tossed to the wayside. But you walk into preschool and you got a big old fat globe right there in front of your face. You got a poster of Neil Armstrong right there on the wall. And you got a layout of a big poster telling me how I became who I am from a little tadpole 180 bajillion years ago. And I was able to find that out by this telescope and how far that star seems. And then I just reverse engineered 800 bajillion quadrillion years. And that doesn't seem foolish at all. That doesn't seem theoretical at all. I'm going to tell you as if I was there. That doesn't seem like a religion at all. If there was ever an organized religion, let me tell you, if there was ever an organized religion, it's the public education system. And woohoo! Woo! Clip me! Clip me! If there was ever an organized religion, it's the public education system. I have never seen such a indoctrination such as this. Unbelievable. You end up graduating. They put a gown on you, kick you on the rabo, tell you to go on your way. And the only thing that you can remember is that we went to the moon. My great-great-great-great-great-grandpa was a tadpole in some slime that happened by accident. And the earth is a globe. I was an accident. They came from a tadpole. And someone landed on the moon. Bye. Good luck finding a job. The most dominant religion to ever infiltrate mankind, the public education system. And this is what I tell my friend. This is what I tell my homie that's Catholic. This is what I tell him, and I mentioned this the other day. I told him, what a fantastic illusion that you got 99.9% of the right thing with just enough blasphemy and sleight of hand and wickedness sprinkled in to take you right off course. Is 1 + 1 2? Sure. Is LMNOP a good way to say that one part in the alphabet? Sure. But that doesn't mean that everything else falls into line just the same. And you know what? You know what's a pretty good example? Because we go through schooling and people act like you're not educated. You don't know. You don't have degrees. Perfect example of how they just change things on a whim. You go through your whole life. LMNOP. Have you seen? Have you heard? They changed the alphabet. Something that couldn't possibly be more basic than it already was. They're telling us what to believe about 100 gajillion, bajillion, years ago, and they know it as gospel. They might as well have been there, but they're gonna go and change it. Oh, we were wrong about the alphabet, though. Hey, all that other stuff and how it all came in slime, and then it just, And then the stars exploded, and then this. Were you there? You're saying it like you watched it. No, but trust me, it exploded, and then it spun this way, and then it went into this other. But we're gonna change the alphabet. We got changes to make. We better change the alphabet. That was too complicated. The alphabet was too many people are getting tripped up on the alameno. I'm a teacher. I can't. I'm sorry. Alameno. But the whole other stuff with the stars exploding and the suns and this and apparently there was a bunch of other that I'm pretty sure we got that locked down. We got that one good, airtight. But I think we got to change the alphabet. That one's too complicated. You know how many different equations they've changed? You know how, oh, wait a minute, that star was actually further away than we thought. Oh, wait a minute, that planet's not even a planet anymore. The planet's not even a planet anymore. But we got to change the alphabet. Now, we're talking about distractions. We were talking about distractions earlier with the aliens and whatnot. Hey, there's no aliens. Stop. I know you want to believe, but there's nothing to believe in. Oh, hold up. We're declassifying it. Now there's aliens. We're talking about those distractions. How about the alphabet being a distraction? How about when they tell us in a year and a half that 1 + 1 = 3? Aye. Got it. Just wrote it down. Bah! It's monkey see, monkey do. And people have been doing it for decades and decades. And they don't feel foolish about it. But they will make you feel foolish because that's what the teachers, that's what the public education system did to them. And if you thought I was shadow banned before, I got to make sure I remember my login to Rumble. Jairo. Wait, I missed one. Tarito says... Tarito says you have a lot in common with Bryce Mitchell, GM. Hey, I would have killed Hitler when he was a baby. Just so you know. Jairo, I've given you enough donos. Use the cash, spend the bread on a flight to the stratosphere. He's lifting himself on the Mary. What you doing tonight, loco? Tonight I am bro, I probably gotta keep working on the house, to be honest. The lady wants to come and take some pictures in a couple days, so I need to start getting the house all like picture ready. It's getting real, homie. It's getting real. But yeah, I mean, I have every intention to. I was on Threads earlier, and I saw some dude post a video of him and his homies, and they were like climbing out, like in the Arctic, and they were showing the wall. They found the Arctic wall. And they were peering over and they showed like a bunch of darkness. They were like, look, we're at the end. And a bunch of fools were hating and saying that it was AI or whatever. So like, it really encouraged me. And it made me want to go like kind of see it for myself. Jairo, when's the next, Jesse? You already know it's every day. I'm going to be back here tomorrow. Seriously, what about the what about Inconvenient Truth by Albert Gore? Florida isn't supposed to exist right now. I gotta look that up. Hoser, I can't play around like that. I'm getting put on a list. I was thinking about that earlier. I was getting like all like introspective and stuff earlier, and I was thinking, what if Epstein? And that's another distraction too. People keep talking about distractions from the list. Like they think they're trying to distract us from the list. I think it's deeper than that. I don't think that's the list that we should be focused on. Earlier today, I was thinking, what if Epstein is on Pedro Pascal's list? That's what I want to figure out. What if he's on Pedro Pascal? What if he's on Pipi's list? What if he's on that Pipi list? Jairo, nah, you and the other Jesse, fool. The white boy Jesse. Oh, wins the next Jesse. Oh, I don't know. We've been doing kind of a bi-weekly thing up to this point. And I honestly haven't gone to the video and like combed through the comments. I saw a few and I was like, all right, I'm gonna dip out. Because I don't really like being on other people's channels and seeing comments about myself, you know? People, it feels weird when you hear people talking about you and like you feel like you're not supposed to see it, you know? Sometimes they say stuff that's kind of like they don't like you or whatever. And it's like, I don't need to get this in my beanie, you know? If it's in my own channel, I could deal with it. It's like, all right, they had something to say about an opinion I had or whatever. They actually love the public education system or whatever. But I don't know. Hopefully the majority of people are liking it and they're saying good stuff. And we could keep doing it. But I don't know. I don't know the general consensus. Release the Pedro PayPal, aka the Lil Pipi list. That's what's up, Ryan. What if Pedro Pascal's on Santa's list? That fool's on Santa's lap. Yeah, Bryce Mitchell, like, man, I've been on the roller coaster with that fool. That fool takes me back and forth. But not like that. Didn't Sean Brady's wife get threatened when he fought Bilal? What? Was it by Bilal? I don't know. No one needs to know everything people think about them. Yeah, it's weird. Like I've talked about this before. I've been on different people's, like, I've been watching like maybe another YouTuber's video or something, and then I'll see out of nowhere someone will be like, hey, what about Mexican martial arts? And then a couple people will comment and just say like vicious things, and I'm like, and it doesn't happen a lot. Most people are cool. But yeah. Pedro Pascal versus Diddy versus Zuckerberg in UFC triple threat. Who you got? Oh, Zuckerberg all day. All day. Those other dudes are weenies. Weenies. Wake up in the morning, they got weenies on their mind. Like literally. I think Zuckerberg trains UFC. He's on a different level. They say they can't go back to the moon because they don't have the technology now. What? Exactly, what? All of a sudden, we're going backwards. They have the technology to make people out of like nothing. They're making like robots look like people, talk like people, walk like people, act like people. They have men that are having babies, but like they don't know how to get to the moon. I just got out of seeing the movie Together. I'm traumatized for life. What's up, Marloca? Together. What movie is that? Together. Oh, I think I know which. Is that the one with something Franco? I've been wanting to watch that. I think I'm gonna watch that. Okay, that's good. If you had such an emotional reaction to it, that's good news. Check out Pastor Dean Odell. Dean Odell. All right, I'll check him out. Dean Odell. I've never seen this guy. Dean Odell. All right. Oh, the ultimate condescension. The ultimate condescension when you say something, when you make a statement and then you say buddy after it. It's buddy, pal. There's another one. Buddy, pal. Bud is always a good one. Bud, buddy, pal. Or when you put LOL after your own comment, it just shows how like cavalier you are. By the way, I don't like to use the word retardation. I know I cross a lot of lines, but I don't like to use that word. I personally don't think there's anything funny about making fun of people that have any kind of condition like that they can't help. But if you want to talk about any types of mental conditions, I would assume, based on the way you're acting, that you're actually pro things that actually were very black and white mental conditions for all of history that are now very heavily promoted and marketed as quite the opposite. So, I mean, if anyone is experiencing any kind of mental conditions, I mean, it's just the ultimate, leading of a hedonistic lifestyle where... have you ever I don't even know. I need to get on Rumble. I don't know why I can't go into public and say that I'm a 6'9" black man. I don't know why I can't do that. I don't know why I can't say that I'm a Lamborghini. I don't know why I can't say that I'm a kangaroo. I don't know why I can't say that I'm a BJJ black belt. I don't know why I can't be like Tim Kennedy and say that I won all these medals in the military. But if I wanted to, I could be a woman right now. Right now. And the only thing that it has to do is my gosh. It's like as long as it has some... I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I sincerely don't want to alienate people in here that I genuinely care about. Because I know that there's people in here that don't align with what I think. And I don't want to alienate you. I don't want you to feel like I'm coming after you. It is very, very black and white that as long as something has to do with your sexual proclivities, then it's okay. It has to be sexual, though. It has to. If it's not, it doesn't, no. If I wanted to be a dollar bill right now, I can't. They won't let me. They will send me to a mental institution. If I wanted to be a fork right now, they would say, no, Jesse, you can't be a fork. If I wanted to be a Q-tip right now, they would say, no, Jesse, you cannot be a Q-tip. If I wanted to be a Diet Pepsi can, they would say, no, Jesse, you can't be a Pepsi can. But if I said, I want to be a woman right now, they would say, go for it. And I'm not going to talk about if that's right or wrong and how I feel about it. I'm just saying very black and white, objective things right now. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. If it has something to do with my nether regions, it's okay. I keep saying I'm not going to say more, and I keep saying it. This is why I'm shadow banned. Jairo, you could do more with member streams on YouTube. Jesse on fire and Guru does it. I've thought about it. I don't think I have that many members, do I? They have way more members than me, I think. I think Guru has like thousands of them. I've always felt weird about that because two things. I felt like I would be disrespecting the viewers and like leaving them out that aren't able to provide funds. And I would feel like if only the members showed up, there'd be like 4 people and it would be super awkward. It would be like a date. It would be like a one-on-one date and it would get too awkward. It would be too intimate. I don't know. If you're a member, if there's any members watching right now, if there's anybody lurking, if there's anybody at all if you're a member right now, I feel like I'm putting you on the spot. Just put a 1. Just put the number 1. If you're a member and you have any interest whatsoever in members only streams, then just put a 1 and I'll be like, all right, there's a desire for it. I'm always trying to find things that the members actually want that I could produce and they'll actually care about. Like a while back, I was thinking, you know, uploading daily videos will be the thing. I mean, extra video every day, that's crazy. And then like nobody was even watching them. And I thought, you know, I'm gonna keep doing it anyway, because if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And I kind of fall off this last week because I've been moving my whole life into a storage unit, getting ready for this move. But I mean, we could consider that as well. Tarinto, please see the ultimate worst promo. Please see the ultimate worst promo. Minute 143 here in YouTube. Let me see here. 1 as a former member. Let me see. Let me look it up. The ultimate worst promo. We are family. 'Cause I got all my homies with me. We are family. 'Cause I got all my homies with me. We are family. 'Cause I got all my homies with me. Hey, Tarinto, is it the one with family? 'Cause I got all my homies. Is it the one with Roman Reigns? Or is it the one with what's his name? Edge? And what was that fool's name? Gangrene or something? I forgot his name. That dude with the vampire teeth. I'm not seeing any with that exact perfect title. I just want to. I want to say thank you. Big, fat, crazy thank you. Big, fat, gigantic thank you to Jairo Ruiz. Big, fat, giant thank you to Jairo Ruiz. He just sent 10. 10. So I have people asking me in here to start doing member streams. I'm being asked to do members streams. And I'm like, I don't think I got enough members. And then Jairo brings in 10 more people. He brings 10 more people with them. He's just out here grabbing fools by the hand, say, let's go. Let's go. There's a stream for us. There's a stream waiting for us. If we stream it, they will come. Thank you, Jairo. Constantly giving memberships. Congratulations, Ryan Holiday, Lucio, Wilson Mitchell, Mendez, Nigel Thornberry, Danielle Bowling, Mobius, Mr. Handsome by now, instead of Mayo, and Hooker Boots. Jairo says, we create members. We're repopulating. We're repopulating. We're doing just like Noah and his family. We're repopulating. Thank you, Jairo. Thank you. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's Hulk Hogan botched. Okay, Hulk Hogan. Jane Caulfield. Jane Caulfield. No longer lost. No longer lost at sea at Canada. Hey, maybe the C's for Canada. Thank you, Jane Caulfield. Bringing Aunt Fernie. Aunt Fernie is now in the membership. And all primed and ready for those membership streams. I'm paranoid. I'm a little bit paranoid. I'm a little bit anxious to get in there in the member stream. There's going to be like 4 of us in there. Because I know there's more people. There's more people right now, but I'm worried about the time zones, you know? I'm worried about the time zones. Marloca just brought 5 more people. We're starting an army. We're starting our own education system. Because I got all my homies with me. Marloca, thank you. Blessing the community. Family. I got all my homies with me. Thank you, Marloca. Congratulations to Louisiana. Beto, you got it. Black Cheese It. Josh 9322. The Black Wizards. Thank you, Marloca. Thank you. All right. All right. These streams are going to be acting up. All right. It's going to be better than I thought. It's going to be better than I thought. Thank you, everybody. Let me find this botched promo. Why can't I find it? Because I got all my homies with me. Is that the official name of it? I can't find it. I can't find it. Is that like the exact Pacific name? It's called the Ultimate Worst Promo. Anurup Nadkarmi. The Ultimate Promo Botch. All right. And you said 143. What would you name your country, GM? Bro, I gotta think about that one. Bro, that's too heavy just to think off the dome like that. Hold on, let me let that marinate. That's important. That's a big deal.
Let me say it one more time so you completely understand, McMahon. If you actually believe in your mind, if you actually think that I was just the right guy at the right place at the right time, well then you're a bigger delusional bastard than I thought you were, McMahon. And you know something? I had a match with you You know what I say right now, McMahon? Right now we just settled this because I had a match with The Rock a couple of weeks ago. And you were the one that I wanted to get in the ring. You were the one that I was supposed to have a match with a couple of weeks ago. And you put The Rock in your place, brother. You say you're a man? Well, then I say prove it, Vince. Get in this ring with me right here tonight.
Hey, I like that one. Groose is. That's actually Mexican America. That's perfect. You answered your own question. That's perfect. Bro, that was painful to watch. Why did you do that to me? I don't want to see Hogan like that. It seemed like it seemed like he had like a pedo, man, like a bad like a brain pedo. It was, oh man, like he kept restarting what he was saying. And like, oh man, it was like you're just you're a jerk and you're such a jerk and I'm gonna fight you and you're the biggest jerk and oh man, bro, that was tough. It was almost like he was having like an episode for reals. Oh my gosh. Hey, someone just sent me a Cash App donation. This is the first donation I've got on Cash App in quite a while. Thank you, Justin, for truth. Hey, thank you. And now that I see the connection of your username and your first name, I won't expose you. Because sometimes people don't want those things connected. I see the username now. Thank you very much. Thank you. I just got a donation. Just dropped 5 big ones. Just dropped 5 big ones in the Cash App. Thank you very much. Wait a minute. How do I do this? How do I do this? Oh, Cash App is weird. I have to like accept it. So I do see Ryan Holiday. Ryan Holiday sent one yesterday. You have to like accept it. And then when I go to complete, choose a pin. Oh my gosh. Hopefully this works. I don't know why I have to do this. I never had to do this before. Okay, I believe I just accepted it officially and sent it through. Thank you. Thank you, both of you. Thank you for supporting. Thank you. Okay. There we go. I'm catching up. I'm learning how to use the internet tonight. I'm learning how to use the internet. Oh, that was yesterday? Why'd I barely see that? Mexican. My voice is gone. I can't do an appropriate impression right now. Mexican American. Hey, man, that's false advertising that. Hey, Double Bubble. You want to ride? I'm going that way. It said the user didn't have everything set up. Oh, there we go. Hey, Lord of the Pies. I was so proud of that song. I thought the lyrics the lyrics were good, bro. It made, I don't know. I was proud of that song. I used to write songs like stupid, like a lot of songs. Like, I don't know if you guys were here when I mentioned that. I used to want to do that for a living, and I wrote a lot of songs. And I didn't write one for years, and then I wrote that one out of nowhere like last year, and I thought it was a good song. But like, I don't know what to do with them. I wish, bro, I could be like I wish I had like a person, like an agent or like someone that's in the biz, and I write a song and be like, here you go. And then they just give me royalties. I would be writing songs all day. If I didn't have any bills and I just had like, I was just taken care of and I didn't have to worry about nothing. Like if I was like 12 years old again, I would just write songs all day. Bro. Thank you, Billy the Kidder. Thank you. Do you have a song about a beanie? I do. Remember, I had it on the beginning of the podcast. I have Below the Beanie. Below the Beanie. Don't be a weenie. Watch Below the Beanie. Remember that was my intro song? Hey, I have been. Thank you, Jordan. I have a few. Some of them I forgot about. You could scroll back down a few years. I have a few original songs in my membership tab. Again, and that's nothing. I used to have a channel. I used to have a music channel years ago, and I don't even know, dozens and dozens and dozens of songs on there. Um, but I have a good handful of songs on there. Don't be a Halloweenie. Hose, you remember that? I was thinking about bringing it back, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to just be like, I don't want to be like a parody. You know what? I really want to do the All of a Sudden podcast. I really want to make it into a legitimate thing. And I thought I got to reset, you know. I was even working on the thumbnail and I had the Below the Beanie logo on there. And Below the Beanie could still exist. Maybe it could be like a little segment or something. But I was like, you know what? I want to do something for real. I want to do it right. I want to start from the ground up. So then I went with All of a Sudden. Bro, how did the show work? It looked very professional. Never heard the story behind it. Which show? I was born in East LA, man. Yeah, I did. Yup. Which show are you talking about? Let me see if I can find something right now. Oh shoot. I didn't think that would come up. Oh my gosh. I didn't think that would come up. Oh my gosh. Okay. I didn't think that would be that hard to find. What if I type in oh my gosh. That was a long time ago. Hold up. I'm trying to get something for you. Oh, that's annoying. Let me see. Oh, dang, GM, could you please do a quick recap on the stream title? I missed the first 2 hours. Oh, no. What's up, Melancholy Martial Arts? What's up? Let me, I'll try my best to summarize that for you real quick. This was me in my heyday. Let me see. Wait, where'd it go? This was one of my gigs right here. I was on TV right there. I actually came on TV a few times. That was back when I was chasing that dream, you know? Chasing that dream. I had a bunch of cameramen all around me and everything. All the family watching. And my brother was at the bar and he's like, "That's my brother. That's my brother. Put it back. He put it back. That's my brother. That's my brother." But that was a long time ago. Hey, Juan Mayer. What was that? I just Hey, the homie Chuck Fury at FuriousComedy.com. That's what's up. Chuck Fury at FuriousComedy.com just said for Black Beanie Nation. For Black Beanie Nation, just slapped down 5 big ones. Thank you. Thank you, Chuck Fury at FuriousComedy.com. Thank you. All right, let's see. You ever listen to Bryce Mitchell mixtape when it first came out? No way. I was listening to track 4, Dark Kansas. No way. That's not real. That's AI. There's no way. There's no way. That's real? No. It's even on his channel, so I think this is real. This is real. How did I not know this? Nobody told me. How has it been this many years and nobody told me? Oh my gosh, I could have remixed this with the Tyrone Woodley era. Oh man. I gotta go through his library. Oh no. Jairo, sing some Celia Cruz. JK, but GM, you should add comments to your members' milestones. I'm gonna have to look up who that is. I'm embarrassed. You should add comments to your members' milestones. How do you even do that? Are you a YouTuber? You're talking about stuff that I don't even know what it is. How do you add comment to a member milestone? I'm gonna have to. There's so many YouTube videos on like how to do YouTube things. I'm gonna have to look that up. I guess, yeah, that's under his. I guess that's where the name Thug Nasty came from. I can't believe I never came across that. The mixtape is called Pasture Fire. Wow. So he did it like Tyrone Woodley could, huh? Oh my goodness. Who's the one that brought it up? Was that you, Jairo? I want to make sure I give the right person credit. I don't want to disrespect anybody. Ooh. Was it? It was Marloca. How random. It was Marloca. That's nice that you remembered that. Did you bring it up too? It was synchronicity. Hey, Bryce is at work. Oh, look it. I'll summarize it real quick for you. Here's all I was gonna say. Here, I'll give you the elevator version right here. Oh no. All I was saying, oh my gosh, please rewind it, because I made some good points. But if I give you the 30-second version, which honestly I could have, but I stretched it out. It's very disrespectful to the light heavyweight division right now. What they're doing by making Jiri Prochazka a backup fighter to Ankalaev and Pereira, because they're on the same card. They're literally on the same card. So they're asking a fighter who's supposed to fight on that same night, same card, to also be prepared to be a backup for the main event. So now Jiri is like, I potentially am going to fight Roundtree or Ankalaev or Pereira. So he doesn't know who he has to fight. He's going to have to train for all of them. He's going to have to be mentally prepared for all of them. And he couldn't say no to that. I could be mad at him. I was frustrated with him at first because I thought that was disrespectful to Roundtree. Because Prochazka is basically saying, hey, I'll take you to the dance, but I'm going to ditch you if that popular girl will dance with me. That's basically what he's saying. And he's making Roundtree rent the tuxedo anyway. And if Jiri has to go up and fight one of those fighters, if something happens, now Roundtree's going to lose out on his full pay? Or he's going to have to fight someone he didn't train for? And what if it's a bad matchup? What if something goes sideways? What if he loses? And now he gets all messed up because of a last-second decision. It's bad for Roundtree. It's unfair. It's unfair to Jiri that they even presented that to him because he's in a position right now where he can't say no to anything because he has no leverage. He's not in a favorable position. It's disrespectful to Roundtree. It's disrespectful to Prochazka. It's disrespectful to the division and the sport and the fans because they don't have that many exciting things going on right now in the light heavyweight division as it is. And now they're jeopardizing 4 people at the top. And I was saying, worst case scenario, what if Pereira can't make weight? He has to pull out. And then Jiri goes up and fight Ankalaev. And of course, Ankalaev would win that fight. MMA math. And then Roundtree has to either lose money or fight someone else that comes in last second. And it's a fluke. The dude beats Roundtree. Now we lose a bunch of top contenders. Everything looks bad. Pereira shamed. Ankalaev is just sitting up pretty at the top. Full domination, full control. Looks like there's no contenders. They're going to have Ilia Tapoera gain a bunch of weight and move up. It was a terrible, inconsiderate, disrespectful, unprofessional decision for the UFC to make, to use a fighter that's already going to be active on that same very card that same night to be a replacement. It's messed up. It's not right. Yeah, leaked. All right. I want to thank you. It's basically a Royal Rumble. I want to thank you for being here. This was a ridiculously longer stream than I thought it was going to be. It's 3 hours. 3 hours have gone by. I'm going to try my best to go back and timestamp it for you. Sometimes it takes a while for the video to process and all that. But I appreciate you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending time with me. It's a lot to ask. It's a lot to ask, I know, to have people come in here and chop it up this long. I know you all got your own lives. You all got your own things to do, especially when we do it this long-winded. And now we're going to add member streams. But this is the life I've chosen. And I'm glad that I could live it out with you. You are welcome, Guru Sis. For Hulk. Yeah, for Hulk. For Hulk. Good looking out. Good looking out. In honor of Hulk Hogan. Good night, everybody. I appreciate you spending the time with me, annoying your loved ones, and spending time with the Grandmaster and the other MMA truthers in here. I ask if you come across anything that you would be so kind to like it and stuff like that to make YouTube fall in love with me. Other than that, I'll be seeing you here again tomorrow sometime in the evening. You stay safe out there. Make some good decisions. Say your prayers and take your vitamins.